At the heart of Africa, as well as internationally, Niger is working on its development day after day. The country's mineral, gas and oil resources are well known, but consider its other riches. A willingness to unify and modernize the country, ensuring economic vitality, like that of its capital, Niamey. The country's youth and its women, who, thanks to investment in education and health, have real potential and are becoming increasingly active and capable. Its expanding infrastructure, its public works, and its programs aimed at different sectors of industry. And finally, its economic and diplomatic policy of transparency and openness, which makes it a key partner in West Africa. In its effort to actively manage its own development, sustainably and respectful of people and the environment, Niger today offers many expansive and long-term economic opportunities, not only for its own development, but also for other emerging markets in Africa, and for those who wish to invest in it. Niger's beating heart is the city of Niamey, the political and economic capital of this peaceful country. This city of 1.2 million inhabitants is expanding its range of services as well as administrative, industrial and commercial structures to meet the demands of its growing modernization. This modernization is made possible by the country's social cohesion, which results from a long tradition of tolerance among different ethnic groups and a balanced representation of minorities within state institutions. The Nigerian youth is dynamic and is considered a national priority as the young hold the country's future in their hands. With 8,000 students enrolled, the University of Niamey, as well as the proliferation of schools in rural areas, are prime examples of how young people are being supported. Niger has a dynamic and capable population that wishes to secure its own future. Women play a vital role and represent 12% of the parliament. They are a liberated people who control their democratic institutions and place great value in freedom of expression. According to Reporters Without Borders, Niger is ranked 29th between the United Kingdom and Australia, having jumped 75 places compared to its position in 2010. His Excellency, President Issoufou, is the only African head of state to have ratified the World Association of Newspapers' Declaration of Table Mountain, which calls for press freedom in Africa and the repeal of criminal defamation and insult laws. Niger is rich in raw materials: gold, steel, coal, uranium and oil. Extraction of the latter began in 2011, and oil reserves are estimated at 1.3 billion barrels. Such a wealth of resources demands a wealth of infrastructure. A 462-kilometre pipeline operated by Soraz, a joint venture between CNPC and the government of Niger, has already been built to supply the new refinery in Zander. With a capacity of 100,000 tonnes, the refinery not only meets domestic needs, but also enables exports to neighbouring countries. All of Niger is under construction and brimming with projects. Soon, a 4,500-kilometre-long trans-Saharan route will link Algiers to Lagos, passing through Niger from north to south and serving the cities and mining complexes of Arlit and Agadez. A trans-Saharan gas pipeline is expected to link Niger, Nigeria and Algeria. Similarly, in order to facilitate the transport of people and goods, a rail network will be introduced in 2014, connecting the major cities of Benin, Niger, Burkina Faso and Côte d'Ivoire. In addition, Niger is planning the construction of a national road network spanning 3,000 kilometres, a hydroelectric plant at Kondiaji and the building of a dry port in Dosso. Lastly, Niger has implemented a policy of consolidation and economic reliability. The country has been able to meet its own needs through the ingenious 3N plan: Nigerians nourishing Nigerians. Furthermore, it has developed a growth and investment strategy whose results have been welcomed by the IMF for its good practice tax system and appropriate customs regulations that allow Niger to maintain its budgetary balance. In March 2011, Niger was able to join the EITI, a group of 11 countries that meet the global standard for transparency in the oil, gas and mining sectors. Niger thus presents itself as a serene country that is considerate of its neighbours and acts responsibly in matters relating to the economy, environment and security. Niger is a member of both ECOWAS and UEMOA and a signatory of the PADD Treaty, which sets out the management principles and good governance for the sustainable development of water resources in the Niger Basin. Spurred by its geographical position at the crossroads of Africa's primary